At least 14 states are battling outbreaks of the measles, according to the latest summary from the CDC. New numbers out tomorrow, and this latest outbreak prompting a passionate debate over whether parents should be required to vaccinate their children. Now, take a look at this map. It shows the estimated percentage of unvaccinated children enrolled in kindergarten with a non-medical exemption. The darker the red, that means that the higher the percentage. Now, several states are considering changing the vaccination laws, but with public safety at the heart of this issue, the question is, should there be a federal mandate? Here to discuss this, we have Tom Borelli. Tom is a former fellow for the U.S. House of Representatives Committee on Science, Space, and Technology, who has a Ph.D. in biochemistry. And Judy Miller is here, Pulitzer Prize-winning author and journalist and Fox News contributor, who also wrote a best-selling book called Germs. Two well-qualified people, of course, to talk about this, and good to see you both.
Good to see you.
I'm going to ask you both the same question, but I'm going to give Judy the first shot since she's sitting right here.
Ladies first. That's only fair.
That sounds good, Tom. I like that. All right. So should this be a state decision or a federal decision?
No, it's got to be a federal decision. Public safety is a national security issue. Germs do not recognize state borders or national borders. The federal government has an obligation to keep us healthy and safe, and that's what's at issue here. This virus spreads so quickly that 90% of the people around someone who is infected are likely to become infected if they have not been vaccinated. There's simply no excuse for having 14 states say, no, we have philosophical exemptions for people who want that. You are endangering other people by not vaccinating your own children.
So you say it should be a federal mandate?
Absolutely.
You say what, Tom?
Absolutely not. It should remain in the states. Look, vaccination is a serious issue, and far too many children are not vaccinated. But we need to go to the root cause of this problem, and it's misinformation. That is the key. With information, I'm confident parents will make the right decision for their families. Again, the Centers for Disease Control has botched the whole Ebola issue. The last thing we need to give the CDC is more input. Their primary role should have been telling parents to get vaccinated and to really dispel the myth between vaccines and autism, which was an issue of scientific fraud. The medical researcher manipulated.
But you know, Tom, that information is out there. It's on the internet, and it is sticking with
parents.
And
laws are not going to change that, but educated people on TV can, and that's where it should remain, education.
You know, the problem is there are pockets of unvaccinated children in Marin County, which has one of the highest education rates and one of the highest financially. These people are very well off. No, the CDC actually has a superb website on measles, and it tells you exactly that the one study that connected autism with the vaccine was debunked in 2010, and that you must vaccinate your children. Okay, it's not the here's your brain on drugs ad. It's not a sexy campaign, and maybe they should do that. Maybe they need to do that, but I think we've got to understand that this is a federal challenge.
The CDC has been spending time on gun control, unhealthy teen dating, and alcohol issues. They should go right back to where they started on combating infectious disease with education.
But if we wait for the states to adopt each state to adopt its own rules and regulations, you're going to have unequal mandates and unequal protection. You can't do that with
I just don't buy into the Mr. Gruber from MIT's view of the world that Americans are too stupid to figure things out. I think Americans are smart enough with the right information, and we can all agree they haven't been getting the right information.
Okay, you both agree. You disagree on who should mandate it, but you both agree that it should be a mandatory vaccine.
And the really good thing, we only need 95% of the population inoculated to get the herd immunity. So that still leaves room for religious exemption and some other special cases.
But let's just have it at the federal level. It's going to take too long if we do it state by state. This disease does not respect time or borders.
What do you think about immigrants living in the U.S.? Should they be required to get vaccinations as well?
Of course. I mean, everyone should. This is a public safety, public health issue.
Like even if they're here on a work permit or they're here on a green card?
Yes,
that's a great question, because the question is, where does the disease originally come from. You know, if the CDC is doing the research and they work with, obviously for President Obama, if it did come from over the borders, will we get the right information from the CDC?
Well,
that is a really important question.
All we know for sure is that it came from Disneyland, and it's now in 14 different states with 14 different regulations about vaccine.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm chuckling off camera because Tom just snuck a fast one in there.
I know he did.
I know. More would I do that? All right, Tom Borelli, thank you. And Judy Miller, thank you. Good to see both of you. Okay, good discussion.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.